right, good morning, everybody. Good morning. Hope everybody's doing well. Let's see if I can't move that a little bit. Move this out of the way a little bit, maybe. Stupid thing, I hate that thing. Pop screen. Nobody needs a pop screen when you're streaming. Alright, so now we got to figure out how we're going to do the bases on these two guys. I'm thinking this guy's going to have some stone. That's actually a piece of an acorn, I think. Maybe? Can't tell. There it is. Hey, buddy. Hush, hush. I hope everybody's having a good morning. I know I am. I'm having a very good morning. Just booked a flight to go back to Florida this year. So that's going to be awesome. Got to go back again. My sweet, what the hell? Was that echoing? I don't know why. Don't know how. Don't know who. What's going on, studios? Thank you so much for playing that beautiful song. Lovely, lovely song. That is a lovely song. So we're just going to put some rocks down here. For sure, we're putting one right there. Now, I've probably talked about this already before, but when I put rocks on these rocks are just from, yeah, it was. I'm doing good. That's really bizarre. I don't have anything else monitoring the sound. Unless I have two sound sources on my stream that I didn't realize. No, I do not. Just the one. That's really bizarre. I'm not sure why that happened, but that's okay. That is bizarre, dude. What is up with that? I had the audio levels way down too. I'm not even sure why I did that. I don't know what to do. I've been noticing a lot lately that like I come in here and like stuff on my stream is so jacked up and I don't know why. But anyway, what I was saying is, I probably talked about this before, but I just use rocks for my yard. I have a, last year I built a big like fire pit. So it's big square, probably like 18 or 20 by 20 square. And I filled it and I lined it with timber, landscaping timbers, and then weed barrier. Then I filled it with pea gravel, 2.5 tons of pea gravel. So I just went out there and grabbed a handful of pea gravel, washed them. Got to make sure the rocks are washed. And now I got a really good selection of stones to use on my bases. Pretty cool. So we'll just get those stones to dry there. And then I think we're gonna rock her some lurker where there's like, let's screw with his conversation. What do you mean? What, my conversation? Yeah, it's just super. I mean, they're just little pea gravel, right? Like little rocks. But it works. Gets the job done, you know? This one, though, she's going to be on a field. So we're going to just dab a little bit of glue on here. Dude, I am, like, so excited for... how do I want to do this? I know. So excited for this weekend. I really want to go fishing. I don't know if that's going to happen, though. but it'd be cool if it did. I'm gonna put, that stuff goes everywhere. Excuse me. Oh, it's like mid-conversation, and then it's like, hey, right now, he just asked a question. Send him to an ad. Yeah, wouldn't surprise me. There's something out there that does stupid shit like that. Because it does happen to me a lot too. When I go to other people's streams, I get interrupted nonstop. It's too big of a bush. Not that I have anything against large. But I'm just joking. Alright. Here's the thing, right? Like, as a streamer, as somebody who actually has monetized their streams, you know, I totally get it, and I'm very appreciative of that, and that it's an option to make income off of advertisements. However, I think it is a little wonky sometimes. Like the whole 10 minutes, like regardless if it's 10 minutes you're gonna get an ad, I think is bogus. Let's go ahead and put this. So I'm kind of experimenting a little bit too with some different flocking that I got from the Hobby Lobby. So far, I will say that the Army Painter grass is much better. This stuff is like, I don't even know what this stuff is made out of, but we're gonna let that dry. Oh, no, and I know you understand. I was just saying, like, on the topic of ads, right? I was just bringing up that, like, I'm appreciative to be able to monetize that. But I think it's not executed well. And I'm willing to bet that it's different for people that are partners, right? I bet we kind of get the shaft a little bit on how the ads are played, which is silly. You'd think it'd be more aggressive on partners because they have way more viewers. So the ads would actually... I just realized you guys are like staring at my crotch on screen here. God, man. Actually, we need that up, but I'm gonna angle that down like that. Sorry for the movement. Sorry for the background noise too. Had laundry going. All right, so he's gonna have to do his thing and dry. We can't really fart around with those rocks. We got this lady here. We could probably add the rest of the grass on her base. Oh, I missed it. Like, it had something to do with what Thomas said, but like I forgot to go back and look if I don't know if they sent it to me or not. Private message, because it wouldn't come through on the screen. Was it on Treehouse Gaming stream that something was said and it happened? I missed it. I don't know. I think in the end, I really hate this basing. I might even strip all this flocking off and redo this at another time. I don't like the way that grass looks at all. I mean, it's not horrible, but it doesn't look as good as, you know, this stuff right here. My camera's so blurry, dude. It's unreal. I need to get a new camera. I'm getting one very soon. Very, very soon. Did you watch the clip? I need to go back and watch it because I don't think they sent it to me though. I think it was in stream and I don't think I got it. knows? All right, so today we are starting a really sweet wizard that looks like he's carrying a lollipop. I know it's not a lollipop. You're going to be covering your room in RGB lights soon. So it'll be a real gamer cave. Nice. I love. Yeah, I had some behind. So my desk is like 2 desks put together to create like an L-shaped desk. Bought them on Amazon, really cheap, but it got the job done for what I was needing to do. I mean, eventually, when we buy our next house, I'm gonna have my own room instead of this corner in my basement. But I had RGB lights going along the back side of it, so I had like this kind of glow behind the curtain, like against the curtain here and against the wall here. Man, the dog would bump my desk, and the 2 desks would like shift, and it would disconnect the RGB tape, and so I ended up disconnecting it. And then I thought I plugged in the one back here again. No, it's unplugged. And then so now I just have the RGB ring light that I put on when I'm streaming games. So this guy, I think I'm gonna go ahead and do go for kind of like, I don't know, like, so this is a wand, or a staff rather, a scepter maybe. Looks like a scepter. And like a spiraling effect right here. It's translucent, so I'm gonna make that, I think, kind of like yellow and gold, and maybe a little bit of red in there, just like almost like light, like he's generating light. You know, you think Gandalf, right, when he has the staff and he makes light. And then other than that, it's just kind of real simple cloak. It's got a dagger, belt with some scrolls attached to it, some like gold clasps maybe. So I just got to think of a color scheme. I don't know if you have any ideas, studio, you want to throw out there for colors. I'm always partial to blue and red. I feel like green always tends to not come out real well. I know it was like a week ago or so, but what was your favorite part of Florida? Oh man, I love everything about Florida. I mean, I don't know if you heard me this morning. I just booked plane tickets to go back down there in November. So we'll be going back down again in November for our anniversary. Just me and my wife, though, no kids. And then we might be going to Memorial Day weekend. We might go for a long, like Thursday to Monday, head back down there again. Maybe. Airfare is really expensive, and that's not enough time to drive that. But my favorite part, honestly, every time we're down there, I love the ocean. I love salt water. I love the beach. I love going on boats. So we rented a boat, and I got to take the boat out and around some different islands and stuff, which was really cool and a learning experience for me, because I've driven boats on lakes and stuff and rivers and whatnot, never on in any bays or the ocean, the Gulf. So that was pretty cool. And then the other day my wife and I each of us rented a scooter. And we just we're on Anna Maria Island, so it's a island, right? And we just scooted around on the scooters, you know, stopped off at a place, got some coconut shrimp and a daiquiri, and then got back on the scooters and just kind of putzed around, looked at some beautiful houses and some scenery. And then we went back, my wife was done, and we had to return those scooters, but we had like an hour and a half or so. So my dad rode the other scooter, and we went somewhere I've never been before on the island. There's a pier up on there, Anna Maria Island Pier. And we went out there, and we actually got to see some manatees cruise by, which was really cool, out on the pier. And then there was like some cranes, and we saw dolphins while we were out there. We always see dolphins. Just, I don't know, I love, that's my jam. Everything's slow when you're on an island, or when you're near like a beach area like that. Normally things tend to slow down, which I appreciate, because I feel like I'm always just going a mile a minute with the kids and my daughter's school, and my wife works a lot. All right, I'm thinking, you know, it'd be really cool in this is to do a red cloak with like a yellow gold undergarment. So it's like red and then gold. I kind of did that with the last wizard, though, actually, now that I'm saying that out loud. This guy, I did the red cloak with a yellow like undergarment. So maybe I won't do that. Must have been really nice down there. I have a great aunt and uncle down there. Must be prettier down there, more than Nebraska. Yes, indeed. But of course, I've never been to Nebraska, so I couldn't say. Nebraska's not bad. Nebraska, it is what it is. You know, it's what you make of it. It's nothing fancy, nothing special. Ultimately, in the grand picture of life from beginning to end, of me and my family's life, right, beginning to end, I like Nebraska. It's a great place to raise a family, but there's not a whole lot to do. You gotta travel far to like do fun stuff in Nebraska. Yeah, I've been through Oklahoma on the way to Texas once a long time ago, but I don't really remember a whole lot of it. Alright, I really got to come up with a color for this guy. The green cloak could be cool. Blue cloak. Blue. Do blue. Alright, done and done. Okay, though now we have the options though of what kind of blue do we do? I think I'm gonna go with this lich blue rather. There's also this Kraken blue, which is almost like a cornflower blue. Then there's this crazy bright Xanathar blue, which could be cool actually. Here's the thing though, I have another dwarf. So this one, you said far right would have been this one, like like a traditional blue. I had this other wizard, this other dwarf wizard. Oh, the other one. We think we should go with this one? Kind of almost like a Caribbean blue, turquoise. All right, let's do it. Because this guy, I'm gonna do like blue lightning coming out of his hands. So I was gonna do blue with him, but I could do like, I still got that figured out. I was at the game store though, and I was like, I have no dwarves in my collection. I have some gnomes, I have a lot of elves, half elves, humans, some orcs, a drow. I had no dwarves. Oh, what the hell? Fuck. I threw my paint. So I watched the guy. He took this old soup can and like attached it to a drill bit situation and put it on his drill. He puts his paints inside that and just hold it up and just bzzz, and it like. I might need to look into doing that. But Nebraska's not bad. If you go like far west and northwest, you start getting into like the landscapes that's familiar in like the Badlands of South Dakota. You have the Nebraska sand hills in the central North Nebraska, which is really cool looking. But like where I'm at, it's just, you know, Midwest terrain. You know, maybe to the east of Omaha, there are the bluffs where Council Bluffs is at, and those are pretty. You know, they're like kind of like a little cliff situation. What you doing, bud? No, that's not an answer. I didn't ask you if you're doing something. I said, what are you doing? Boy, where you at? What are you doing back there? I gotta shake this paint really good. I don't think I've used it yet. I think I used a little bit of it on the my beholder, which it's so funny now that I've been painting for as long as I've been painting. I'm looking, my beholder looks great, don't get me wrong, but I'm looking at it like, man, if I was to do it now, I would do it totally different. I've heard about people doing that where they will put painter's tape in a certain way and peel it back, and then it's an art piece. Yeah, absolutely. You can do that with walls. You can like paint off walls like in like chevron forms or whatever, or maybe zigzag, whatever you want, and then you paint, and then you peel the paint off and you have that design. I believe it was Eddie Van Halen would put electrical tape on his guitar, and then he would paint it and then peel electrical tape off, and that's why if you looked at Eddie Van Halen's tape or guitar, it had like those lines on it and everything. One of my favorite musicians of all time, Eddie Van Halen. R.I.P. Alright, we should be just about ready to get this going. Well, I mean, you should paint drywall, right? I mean, you shouldn't just let your drywall, you know, chill with no paint on it. But I mean, like, this is all drywall, but this is just a, this is called Edgecomb Gray. It's a very neutral color. A lot of houses and people that sell their house paint their whole house in like an edgecomb gray or a beige kind of color because it's super neutral. And so when people go in to look at the house to buy it, they can imagine their furniture, they can imagine their stuff in there because it's such a neutral color. It's, you know, when you go into a house that has like, it's empty and it has like a bright pink room, a bright yellow room, bright blue room, that turns a lot of buyers off. All right, let's see. That's like a real light blue, really light blue, almost like a baby blue. I don't know about this. We're gonna do it. We're gonna do it. That's a fact. All right, let's get in there. This is like a baby blue. This will be nice. You know why too? He's gonna be shooting lights. This is almost like a baby sky blue, right? Like a real light sky blue. You know, which kind of makes sense if he's like, you know, maybe utilizes the wind and lighting, the sun. It's kind of fitting. I don't know if it's fitting for a dwarf, but it is today. This is very light. I did not expect. Look how blurry that is. Ah, man, I need a new camera. I didn't expect it to look like this. We'll do a couple layers though. It'll get nice. It'll be nice and even on there. Eddie, can you not move my chair, Bubba? Go watch your show. Is your show off?
Yes.
You want me to go put another one down for you? What do you want to watch? Tobot?
No.
Superpower Dino? Spider-Man? You let me know when you're ready. Alright, bud. Alright. It's very, very light. Hey, buddy, can you go play or? Hey, let's not do that over here. Go do that over there. I think what I like about this blue too, though, actually, now that I'm like, the more I'm doing it, right, the more I'm looking at it here, painting it, it's covering more surface area, is that it's not something, it's kind of like one of the last times it was like when I did those miniatures for Glitch Eater. He picked some colors I normally would never paint with, and it gets me out of my comfort zone. And I think it's not something you would normally think of a dwarf wearing, but the lengths you go just to make your channel different is crazy. I think Ashley would take favor in saving up 4,000 bits just so you put the 10s unit on her face. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. It says on there explicitly don't put on your face, but I don't know. Somebody redeems it, and I'm going to have to do it. My brother said he was going to come on and do it, but he works during the day, so he never gets to see me stream. I can't. Whenever I stream at night, man, like, I don't get any views. I don't know. It's just not my jam. I'm not a night person. Am I painting out of stream there? I can't tell. Sorry. I don't want to like have it zoomed in on my balls again, but I also struggle trying to paint when it's that far away from me. You're a total night owl, but everybody's different. Yeah, I mean, I back when I used to party a lot, I would stay up late. You know, back in the days when I was in the band, and you know, we would do shows late at night, and then after the show would be over, we'd be going back to. It was me, my guitar player, my drummer, and the girl I was with at the time lived together in a house, and so after the show, we would all go back, and it would. Fire the grill up, we would grill burgers and dogs or steaks or whatever, chicken, you name it. And then have just drink, party, play music. Sometimes we'd write music after shows like that. We would be up until the sun came up, you know, 6 a.m., 7 a.m., and then finally go to bed. Sleep till like 3, 4 o'clock in the afternoon. 5 o'clock sometimes, get up and do it all over again. It's pretty wild times. And then you straighten up your life for your kid. Yeah. Well, I mean, I straightened my life up a little bit before I had kids, you know. But definitely once you have kids, it's just things completely change, man. For the better. I mean, and not 100% for the better in all areas, you know. You get way less sleep, and that kind of forced me to become a morning person having kids because I had to be up, you know. At the time, I was, you know, up with them early because they wake up early. There was a period in my life where my wife and I both worked full-time jobs, and she would work. She worked opposite schedule than I did, and so like I would like get up at 6 a.m. with the kids, or with the kid. I only had one at the time, and then you know, take care of her. My wife would be at work at 6. And then right before my wife would come home from work, I had to leave to go start my shift. And so we had a babysitter come into the house and watch Rosie for like those 2 hours. And then my wife would get home and take care of the kid. But I would be at work and I wouldn't get home until midnight. But then by the time I would shower and wash up, it'd be like 1, 2 in the morning, fall back to sleep, up at 6 again. Did that for about a year. First year of my daughter's life. It was rough, but you know, do what you gotta do. Don't forget to hydrate. Cheers. What are you breaking over there, bud? Don't break it. That's Obi. He's plopping down upstairs. No, he was. That was the dog. Yeah, Studios, I like this color. I'm really happy with how it's looking. And I feel like normally I would want to do like a darker color on a cloak, but I think this is going to look kind of cool if we do like this lighter blue for the top cloak, you know, and then underneath do like maybe a gray outfit, maybe even like just a deep blue outfit with like some gray trim and highlights. We'll see. Hey, you got it, man. Thanks for that alert. What are you doing, Ed? Got a bracelet on. Oh, he's got gloves on. Shit, I didn't see that. Okay. Fixable. We'll just paint over the wash. Easy as that, huh? Hey, back from the dead, what's up? What is going on? Working on this really sweet looking dwarven wizard. Looks like he's straight out of Candyland holding a lollipop, but that's not what that is. But I understand that's what it looks like. get that new camera. What are you up to today? I'm going to be doing more work in my garden today after the stream and after I get my daughter from school. It's going to be a nice, beautiful day out today, 78 degrees. 76, I have to look at the temps again, somewhere up there. It's in the 70s. That's all right in my book. If I had my way, it would never get warmer than 82 degrees. Easy day at work, then abs and flexibility workouts when I get home before playing video games. Probably Godfall. Nice. I tried Godfall for a bit. I did abs the other day, man. My core is so in so much pain right now. I had put on about, I probably gained about 6 pounds or so, 7 pounds, almost 7 pounds since when I went on the trip to Florida. And man, it's crazy. Like, I've gained weight, but my lifts all went up, 10 pounds plus. So it's like really good that I got the rest in and I was able to like start lifting heavy, and my muscles are growing a little bit. I might have put on some muscle weight, but I have a feeling it was the beer and all the food I ate when I was in Florida on vacation. I put on a lot of it's probably water weight because I hadn't been really drinking a whole lot, until I went to Florida. And then it's like, all right, and especially not beer. I try not to do beer often. Prefer wine, which is what I had the other night. It's nice. Some red wine. Red wine. Ashley, how's it going? What's the word? How's the art piece going? How's the corner shelf going? Or the enclosement for your lizard? Almost finished painting. Nice. Oh! That hurt. Kind of felt good. Clear coat and hang the lights. Nice. Nice. You should be a very happy lizard after that gets all done. It's 100 grams of protein a day to rest my muscles. 100 grams of protein a day to rest your muscles after workouts. Rest is rest, right? But really, if you're trying to build muscle, you should be aiming for 1 gram of protein per 1 pound of lean body mass that you have, right? So if you're 200 pounds, but realistically you're only 130 pounds of lean muscle mass, or 150 pounds of lean muscle mass, which would be great, you'd want 150 grams of protein a day. When I was powerlifting and in really good shape, I used to eat about 5,000 to 6,000 calories a day and about 300 grams of protein, which is way more protein than my body needed, but it was a lot. Protein shakes with a lot of filler. There's a lot of different lines of thinking on it, but like ultimately, the only way you're gonna build muscle, like bigger muscles, is if you have a slight increase in calories, right? You can't, if you're in a constant calorie deficit, you might burn fat and get lean, but your muscles aren't going to get bigger. They might get tighter, more toned, more stronger. But if you want to get bigger, But I'm not trying to bulk up like that anymore. That was back in the day when in my 20s when I could afford to do that. Now I'm just trying to build muscle back up and maintain it. I shouldn't have used this Vallejo pot, they're all dried up. What are you doing over there, man? Nothing. Breaking shit, I could hear it. Go for his gloves. Why is it doubling the sounds up? I don't understand it. That was happening earlier today. Studio was playing stuff and it keeps doubling up the sound. I do not know why I do that. Peanut butter. Also too thick. There we go. Much better. I thought he had bracelets on, and I realized that they were actually gloves. That's what happens when you're painting something that's called a miniature. Can't see shit. My old ass eyes. So dude, it's insane. Like, my wife and I were sitting in bed the other night and we were like watching all the TikToks because people have like made them into TikToks where you can just watch like hours of just highlights and stuff, and it's just like, it's nuts, man. I don't understand it. Now here's the thing. Again, like I was saying, I try to avoid having a strong opinion on these kind of things, mostly because we'll never know the truth. Right? We're only going to know certain aspects of the truth. We're only going to know what's deemed to be the truth and accepted to be the truth, right? Because we're never there, and that's fine. That's just life. That's normal, right? Johnny doesn't want to go to prison. Amber Heard doesn't want to go to, or not prison, but fine or jail or whatever, or be vilified and blacklisted in Hollywood, right? Nobody wants that. So they're all going to tell their truths, but I think it's bizarre the things that are being said, and I think it's also quite insane the amount of lying Amber Heard is being called, like literally like audio and video recordings of her that are contradicting the things that she's already said, and it's just kind of like, dude, now you done fucked up. It's crazy. I hope everything. Yeah, it's nuts. I couldn't imagine talking like that or having those kind of issues with my wife. Like, it's just so crazy. I mean, everybody gets into fights and stuff. That's normal, but I mean, they're like Like Johnny Depp really likes the F word. I learned. I mean, I use it too, but. Go get one. No, go upstairs and get one. Don't get that. Oh my gosh, Edison. You broke my lightsaber, dude. That's the speaker. I mean, yeah, my wife and I both use that word, but the way that they're using it against each other is just intense. Buddy, there's no applesauce in there. I think Sissy ate it. This is from yesterday. She ate her applesauce, buddy. You're gonna have to go upstairs and get one from the temp. Look, no applesauce. Rosie, Sissy ate it. Go get an applesauce upstairs. Bing bong, King Jebs, what's up? How's it going? Welcome to the stream. We are working on a Dwarven Wizard, and just so happens that you caught Ashley and myself talking about the Johnny Depp and Amber Heard trial right now. But welcome to the stream. Hey, and thank you so much for that. I see you followed. 2 days ago you followed. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We like to have a good time here. We try to, at least. Not team turd. He's my soulmate. We both love the F word. I thought you meant you and Nate both love that. Do you use plain water cleaner brushes or paint thinner? I use plain water. These are water-based acrylics. So I just use plain water to thin the paints, to wash the brushes out. LOL and applesauce. He wanted applesauce. The boy wants what he wants. And then they do make paintbrush cleaners. I mean, I haven't really purchased any insanely expensive brushes yet that I would want to do that. I mean, this brush right here is it's a spotter brush from Masters Touch Fine Art Studio. It's a 5.0 point. This, I think I paid $9 for just this one brush, so this is probably the most expensive. And then also this was like an $8 brush or $7 brush. It's a 20.0, same brand. I mean, you probably can't even see the bristles on this one. This is the one I try to use for like eyes and like the finest details. Like I might add some like dark, like the 3 lines on the backs of his gloves right here. You know, I'll use this to probably touch up his toes right on his sandals there. You can see he has a sword right there. I'll probably do the hilt with this one. But anyway, if I start to get actually more expensive brushes, I might look into some other things I can use to wash my brushes with to help just to make them last longer. Because at that price, you don't want to just sit there and be burning through $10 brushes. You know, next thing you know, it's just outrageously expensive. Do another application of the flesh wash on his arms and his face. Actually, I was just talking earlier with Studios about it. He was asking me like what my favorite part about Florida is, and I told him. And then I also told him that this morning I just booked tickets to go back to Florida again in November, but we're flying, just Jess and I this time. Me and driving. How much I enjoy it. It really is a night. You know, a lot of people talk a lot of shit about Florida, but I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you. It's warm. It's, I mean, we go on an island, so we're by the ocean or the Gulf all the time, which makes a difference, right? All right, let's go add a little bit. Yeah, definitely. I mean, I think you're like I think you're probably a 6-hour drive. So like, really, if you took like Friday off, you could go down to like Anna Maria Island, 6 hours away. You could get down there, you know, by Friday. You know, if you left at 6, you'll be there by noon. You know, you spend all day Friday there, stay the night. Spend all day Saturday there, stay the night, and then wake up and drive back. I'm somebody who doesn't mind doing those types of trips. You know, like I do not mind doing you know, long weekend driving a lot for just a long weekend, because you know, it's, for me, it's worth it. But, and I don't mind driving, to be honest with you. I had no problem with that drive down to Florida that we just did. Jess said she felt like she had a little PTSD from it, which I thought was funny. I'm gonna make a darker kind of brown to do the lines on the gloves. Yeah, I mean, it's like you get to do a fun trip. You get to experience some stuff. You get to have fun, and you're not like spending an arm and a leg. You're not, you know, gone forever, taking tons of time off of work if that's something you have to do. You know what I mean? Yeah, bud. You gonna go for your nap soon? What do you want to watch then, buddy? You gotta go watch a show then or something. It did not turn out the way I thought it would, so we'll just make it look kind of dark. We have up here by me, it's like a 3-hour drive to a place called Okoboji in Iowa. And it's like a lake town, old school lake town. Like, it has an old school wooden roller coaster and boardwalky feel, shops and attractions and like that kind of stuff. And we've done like long weekend trips up there. It's been pretty fun. Stone Mountain and Helen. Yeah, so Jess, you know, so I've told you how Jess has that house she's listing right now, the Warren Buffett house. And I told her, I said, if it sells, I said we needed to go make a little trip somewhere to celebrate, just me and her. Like a long weekend, like a Memorial Day weekend. Well, not if it sells. It will sell, but she's thinking it's going to sell closer to $1 million. So if it does that, we're gonna go celebrate. And I was like, you know, I found a cabin down in the Ozarks. We could like go down and just spend like 3 days down in the Ozarks, and just sleep, nap, catch up on reading. And she's like, I think we should go buy airfare and go back to Florida for a long weekend. And I said, that's fine and all, but right now, airfare to Florida, if you're like a week out, it was like $1,600 for each of us round trip. Like, there's no way we're paying that. No way we're paying that. You know, it's just outrageous. So I said, let's go to the Ozarks. We can drive there. It's like a 3.5-hour drive, I think, or maybe a 5-hour drive. Now that I'm thinking about it, I think it's like a 5-hour drive. We leave at early in the morning. We get down there. We're gonna be all right. Spend the day. Spend the whole next 2 days there, then drive back. Plus driving's different. You know, when you don't have the kids in the car, and you're just kind of you and your loved one, you know, even your spouse or your boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever, you know, if it's just you two, it's a totally different vibe, you know. Hey, studio's back. Alright, so we're making some progress here. I kind of prematurely jumped on the details of this. Do this double blue here. You help out at the community center? No worries. No worries at all. So we're gonna do a darker blue for this his undergarment. That's horrible. It's not gonna be good because it's not fully mixed. Let's take a look here. Let's see how that turns out. That actually might be nice. There we go. Like a gray blue almost. Not a problem at all. You never have to apologize for lurking. I totally get it. I don't like how that turned out now. That almost looks like shit. Let's see if this brightens it up. Yeah. All right, that's better. It's more of a blue color than the gray color that it was. So this is what the undergarment's gonna look like, I think. I clean them. I clean my palettes every day or after I paint. I don't like having a messy palette. And the biggest reason is I find that the paint dries and it gets like scratched up when you're mixing other colors, and then it floats inside the other paint. If you had to apologize for looking, you probably would have watched 3/4 of the streams that you do. Yeah, right. I mean, it is what it is. You know, people have lives. Like I try to lurk on as many streams as I can, but you do the rest. You don't clean. Well, then those little pieces of paint, though, particles get up into the paint, and then you're painting, and you see like the little chunk, and it's on the paint, and you're like, ah. Try to ignore that little piece there, 'cause there's a key or something hanging from his belt. So we've kind of been like weaning my boy off of naps, mostly because we've weaned him off of the pacifier. I don't want to say what we call it because it might remind him and he'll like freak his freak. He's finally done with that, but I think since we did that though, he like doesn't want to take naps anymore. Which, you know, is kind of like, dude, you're only 2. You need to be taking naps still. Like, if you ain't taking naps, you need to go to school. And if you can't go to school, you need to get a job. The 2 I don't clean, Yeah, it's coming together. I mean, it's like it's at that awkward stage of where it's just like multiple pieces that are just kind of like blah, like color here, and then when you start to do the shading, the detail work, and blending the things in together, that's when it really comes alive. I like this brush. I don't know why I'm even using it when I had the one I was using right here. Dragon Age 2 is your favorite? Bro, you know how controversial that statement is you just made? Dragon Age Origins was the best. And Dragon Age 2, I couldn't even finish it. I started it, and I bought the game, started it, and I put it back in its case, and I never played it again. Now Inquisition takes the cake, but... Ad break. Hey, you bet, Ashley. Thanks for hanging out. Lurk away. I appreciate it. Oops. I'm back, and yes, I realized that was a controversial statement I made because they took the Dragon Age 2 they did in the direction with Mass Effect, which is fine with me. See, though, I thought Mass Effect 2 was way better than Mass Effect 1, and Mass Effect 3 was not as good as 2, but still probably better than 1. I just felt like I just couldn't do Dragon Age 2. I just couldn't. It was like, I don't know. I just had a hard time with it. Remember, you can reduce the amount of ads you get if you hit that subscribe button, throw a monthly subscription my way, and you would be grateful you did. Or if you have Amazon Prime, you can always use your free Prime subscription here. Doesn't cost you a penny, but you just got to remember to click it every month. Then you only have to deal with the occasional beginning and end ad. I just painted on my dude's arm, man. Halo and Halo 3 are my favorites of all of them. Oh, wait. Oh, Halo. Got it. And then the Halo series. Halo 3 was great. Really, really good. Huge Call of Duty fan. You are. You really, really are. And you're good at it, too. One of the better Call of Duty players I have had the pleasure of playing with. If you guys haven't gone over to Ashley's stream, you should shout yourself out, Ashley. But if you guys haven't seen Ashley's stream, she is very good at the Warzone. So there was a pretty good chunk of time that Ashley, myself, Sean, and my brother Flintstone would play Warzone together, and there was a lot of times Ashley carried the team. Her shoulders were very, very tired in every match. Funny, I was so excited to paint today that I almost started this miniature last night, because I really stopped. I really stopped painting outside of my streams, mostly because. It is a, I only have, well, I mean, I have a good amount now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 miniatures that I still need to paint. So, like, but I don't want to, like, burn through them and then I don't have anything to stream, you know? Getting the I really want to play Baldur's Gate 3, dude. I don't blame you at all. I do not blame you one bit. One bit. How, are you close to being at the point where you can pull the trigger on purchasing it, or? Month or so out. There you go. Getting close. Getting close. Getting close. That's exciting. Very exciting. I wish I could get a new gaming computer. Make a mess over there, buddy. If you do, just clean it up. I won't. I know. Kids. Kids these days. So when I went to the game store to pick up that's why I'm holding off right now. I got my gaming laptop. I'm gonna wait for another year or so and see like where things, how the chip market, electronics market cools down. In the meantime, this gaming laptop will last me another couple years, and then I have my Xbox Series X for gaming. So I got a little excited though, because the other day when I went to the game store to get some new miniatures, and I pre-ordered the Spelljammer 3-book set that's coming out in August, I think, which is a D&D setting. Came out I want to say it came out originally in 1980. 84, 86, somewhere around there. And basically, it's like it's D&D, but it's in space, and you have these ships called Spelljammers that you kind of like cruise around the galactic ocean, so to speak. So you know me in Sea of Thieves, I'm a big fan of pirates, and D&D and space. So it's like, holy shit, this is my jam. So I'm pretty excited about that. But anyway, I'm going there, and my daughter has always showed some interest in D&D, but then always like when it came down to like sitting down and like, let's make you a character. How do you want to do? She gets like bored and disinterested, right? Like she's too young to like be able to focus on something like that, right, for a long period of time. But then she said to me at the store, she goes, I think I'm gonna be ready real soon to play D&D with you, Dad. And I was like, hell yes, hell yes. It's like certain things you want to hear your kids say to you, like, Dad, I met the man or woman of my dreams, and he's a good person, or she's a good person. Or, Dad, I got signed to the Buffalo Bills. Or, Dad, I'm going to be in the Olympics. Or, Dad, I got a record deal. Dad. But then when they say, Dad, I want to play D&D, I think I'm ready. It's like a whole nother level. Studios, I DM a campaign all the time. I do a regular campaign. We're on a bit of a hiatus right now, though. And I'm going to be running a Strixhaven campaign here pretty soon. I have some regular players that play with me. My cousin Vinny, he plays. And then also an old friend of mine, my buddy Kel Hantaron. You would see him in here. He's went to school with that guy. Still friends with him. And then my brother-in-law plays with me as well. My sister's brother. He's one of our players also. I'm always interested in DMing a campaign of kind of like a 1 or 2 session kind of campaign thing. So if anybody's ever interested in playing Dungeons and Dragons, all you have to do is say, hey, Kiko, I really want to play D&D. Would you DM a campaign for me? And I'll be like, yes, I will. Now, I have not streamed any D&D campaigns that I've run, because the campaign, hang on buddy, that I just did was a homebrew campaign, a storyline that I kind of wrote up myself. Thank you for crushing my hat, buddy. Damn, dude, it's my favorite hat. You mashed it. Let's not touch mats. Get out of here. Yeah, I'll join you if able. I don't know if I can because I don't have a D&D Beyond subscription. You don't need a D&D Beyond subscription. Only problem is when all they want to play is Mario Kart 8. There you go, man. We don't have Mario Kart 8, so she does like to play Zelda, though, which is fun because I get to sit with her, and then inadvertently she's like, can you play Zelda? He plays Mario Kart 64 on the Nintendo thing. The 64 emulator that's on the Switch online service, So the studio though, you don't need a D&D Beyond subscription. All you need is to just go create a free account on D&D Beyond. You can make your own character sheet on that, or you can make a character sheet right in Roll20, which is what we usually use. Well, that's not true. We usually use Tabletop Simulator, which is a little more. You can do a lot more with it, right? So like it's got more like 3D models, 3D maps you can make. It's got a huge community that supports it. Like people will create games and maps and share them for free on their marketplace. So that's what we normally use. D&D Beyond, you don't need a membership. However, you only get access to make your character. You only have access to like the basic backgrounds, basic classes, basic things. If you want to do anything more than that, you have to buy the source material through D&D Beyond. I don't know exactly how that's going to change. They kind of just announced that now that Wizards of the Coast bought out D&D Beyond. They said nothing's really going to change, but I don't know if they're going to make it, because like it kind of sucks that like I own like 8 D&D source books right there on my bookshelf, but I can't access that material on D&D Beyond, which I get when it wasn't owned by them, but now that it is, it's kind of like, all right, what are you guys going to do to change that? You know what I mean? I mean, the books are like $50 a pop, $60 a pop, you know, so it's like you'd think that they would offer some kind of online support for it, to play games like that. Alright, so I need to... Roll20 though is probably the best online D&D application to play with people remotely. You use Discord chat, and then Roll20 is probably the easiest, most simplest. Buddy, can you go play?
I can go play.
What do you want, bud?
I want to be done.
Okay. I'll be right there. But we will be. I will be streaming the D&D sessions coming up here in the near future. I'm out of shot there, but I was really focusing there. All right, let's let that dry. Go get this show going for my boy. Jesus Christ. I heard you. Whoa, Edison, John, what is this? What is this? Where'd you get this bottle of water from? Buddy, that's not good. I'm still here, everybody. I'll be right back in 2 seconds. You stay out of this closet. Alright, sorry about that, everybody. I'm back. I had to mix up some G Fuel. Had to go deal with my boy. He decided to... I started laundry before I started streaming, and he, like, decided to throw that laundry everywhere. Alright. Guy's coming along now, huh? Why is this so... Let's do that. Alright. I'm going to have to do something about his arms because I kind of screwed it up. That's alright. But first things first. I actually screwed a lot of things up. But that's okay. We're going to fix it. We will fix it. Not right this second, but eventually we will fix it. Posting more memes in Discord? Alright. Let's take a look. Haha. Yep. This was one of my favorite memes of all time for D&D. What most groups begin with and how they end up. Those are good ones. My cousin Vinny will appreciate him for sure too. He's big into D&D fantasy and then also memes. So he's got like a painting right now It's like a little bit of a leather chest piece, right? Like armor. So we're just gonna, you know, just make it look like leather. D&D would tell you life is a bummer sometimes, but it's the only thing that is real. Yeah, I love it too. It's hard to explain. It's hard to explain it to people who don't really play or have never played it before or don't understand why it's played. But yeah, it's definitely one of those things that you got to experience it to understand it, and I personally think everybody should give it a try at least once in their life. There's a lot of misconceptions about it. There's a lot of things about it that people tend to not like. I mean, I ran a game one time, just a little like pre-made module for my brother, his wife, and my at the time my girlfriend, and I think just my cousin's the only one. But and we played it, and one of the neighbors stopped by and while we were playing, and he just like made fun of us, like made fun of me really, for playing D&D, and I was like, dude, what's your deal, man? I'm like, and then I started thinking about it, I was like, and this guy he plays fantasy sports, like he's in like 5 or 6 fantasy sports leagues, and I'm like, bro, it's literally no different than your fantasy sports leagues, except for we fight dragons and hang out in taverns. You know, you play football because you can't do that in real life. Come at me. Well, you can't fight dragons in real life either, but that's because they don't exist. He was a real piece of work, this guy. Just like when somebody drink ale, 100%. Though I've done that before, where I've had a little too much beer at a D&D session before, and it kind of ended rough. I think we're just done playing for now, and we'll just hang out. It can happen. You don't drink alcohol, but your character does to buff his powers. Okay. Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, I have a barbarian that partook in a lot of ale. Oh shit, I just realized that piece goes down there. I'm painting off stream, aren't I? Sorry, guys. What the hell did I do there? So now we have scrolls I gotta repaint, his scabbard and sword, his staff, the spell effect, his beard, we're gonna do maybe gray, some metallic details, and his book. Now the book, I was thinking maybe like a gold clasp in red. Lollipop Wizard! Vinny, what's up? Coming along. I got a lot of details to do and some shading yet to do, but like the basic base coats are all about done. Went kind of off the wall here. Studio helped me pick out a color to start with, which is that light blue, which I really like. I'm kind of regretting the dark blue undercoat, but we'll see how that turns out when it's all pulled together. I'm kind of thinking I should have done maybe a completely different color other than blue. That's tasty. But we got some, we have a sword to do. I have to paint his spell scrolls like a parchment color, then redo the leather strapping on him. So I just kind of did the base coat of that brown piece all around it because it's like a leather, not a pouch, but like a leather pouch kind of thing. Leather saddle, I don't know. Anyway. And then he's got a silver key, metallic key that's hanging down right there. I got to paint his buckle. Do a second coat on his brown here. Got to paint his sandals. I got to redo his arms, paint his beard, paint the staff or the scepter and the effect. Do some shading on all of this. Some washes, dry brushing on the cloak and the blue. Clasps up here. We might start in on some of this metallic detail in here. Mithril silver for my Lollipop Wizard. We also started did some basing on some of the last couple of the last guys that I did. The female druid / wizard. I'm not sure. We did that, and I used some cheaper flocking that I got from Hobby Lobby, and I'm not thrilled with it at all. There's a reason why. I guess it's only like $3 for a bag of a flocking. Vinny, what did you think of my house though in Conan Exiles? You digging it? I know I saw your text message about it, so So I believe in Roll20, what you need to do is you need to do. I think you can make your character in D&D Beyond, and then you import it over into Roll20. I'd have to look at it again. I've never done it. The guy DMing for me last time, he did it for us. We sent him our character sheets, and he imported it for us. There's a tutorial you can watch though too, which I'll have to do. So how am I going to paint the spell? I was thinking about doing the spell like... Sorry, I was painting that buckle and I didn't want to... There's a tiny little belt buckle down there. You know, that you might be able to see shiny now. I screwed that up. Oh man, wait, what? Wait. Oh, me? I was like what? Is my thrall done being thralled? Enthralled? My archer? My Cimmerian archer? It's taking forever, man. I made all kinds of food and meals to put in there, and it was still, I thought maybe it would speed up if you had better food in there. Did they eat me? Also, Vinny, to answer your question, I'm planning on doing like making the lollipop spell effect kind of appear like it's like almost like it's like a light, like yellow and white. Or maybe I'll do like crazy like purple and blue, like I don't know, like it's hypnotizing almost. Sweet. It should have only been one. The archer. Because I had that second one I kidnapped and I was going to put in the house to guard, and my rope broke. And then when I went to go back to find her, because I assumed like if the rope breaks, she'll just like stop where she is, and that was not the case. She was nowhere to be found. For those of you who do not know, Conan Exiles is a fantastic game to play. Glob of paint. Come on, break down. I need you. I need this color. paint these little scrolls on his hip here. Now we need to figure out what color we're gonna make this book cover. I'm thinking red, maybe. I knew it, dude. That's why I put it there. Phone is blowing up over here, dude. Whoops. Nothing. Little bit of gold. We're gonna do just a touch of that Dragonfire red. Mix that with some of this brown that we've been using to give it kind of like a reddish,
No.
almost like an ox blood. And that's what we'll paint the oops, that's too much water, Kiko. Let's just make a shitload of color that I'm going to use for just one tiny little piece of the figure. Why not, right? there. I like it though. I like it. Can't even tell that had red in it. Wow. Maybe you can. I don't know. It's nice though. Why is that not painted on Where you going, Ed? So I'm repainting his arms like this flesh tone, and I'm going to do a light flesh wash on top of this. The reason being is I got a little bit of blue on his arms. That was one of the things I said earlier, how I said, oh, I messed it up, but that's okay, we'll fix it later. It happens. Part of miniature painting, you know. And then sometimes you don't really notice it until... Actually, that kind of looks... Oh my gosh, who keeps calling? Here you go, buddy. Gold up before it goes to waste, dries up on me. So I'm going to use this gold for, he's got these clasps on his Kind of RPG hungry. Kiku, know any hidden gem RPGs? Ooh. Well, I mean, like I was just saying, Conan Exiles. Kind of an RPG, but not in the traditional sense of maybe what you're thinking of. I can't really think of any off the top of my head that I played recently. I am playing Cyberpunk off and on. A lot of people gave it hate. I like it. If you have a couple bucks, I would go online to... Do you have an Xbox? I'm sure you can find it on PC too, but I'd get a copy of Blue Dragon. It's got Akira Toriyama artwork. It's from Mistwalker Studios, which is Sakaguchi, creator of Final Fantasy. That's a great one. Yeah, I really like that one. Can't go wrong. I mean, I enjoyed Mass Effect Andromeda. I know that was another one that a lot of people didn't. I'm not really sure why it got the hate that it got. I mean, no, let me rephrase it. I know why it originally got the hate that it got, because it was a buggy mess. However, though, it's a solid game. Now, I mean, a lot of people it's kind of like Cyberpunk. People are like, oh, it's a buggy mess, it's a trash game, and it's like, yeah, when you play it now, it's fantastic, right? Like, I don't know. Still got his sandals to paint. People are always giving games hate because of bugs. Get over yourselves. Bugs aren't impossible to avoid. They need to know that. That is true. However, though, I think that it's something else, though, is to be considered, is that games do get rushed a lot nowadays, right? Like I don't blame Cyberpunk, because they delayed that thing forever. They had to release it. I'm sure they had investors that were like, why do you keep delaying it? It needs to get released. It needs to get released. And they kind of had no choice there. And so imagine what the game would have been like had they released it a year sooner. You know what I mean? But yeah, I mean, bugs are it's a part of games. But you know, it's crazy though when you think about how, like, there were never really bugs in games when I was younger, and I think really it's because oh shit, Elder Scrolls Arena and Daggerfall are free on Steam. Oh, I'm going to download those. Holy cow! There you go. Studios, some old school Elder Scrolls RPGs. Daggerfall, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, Daggerfall is the one of the most it's the largest, maybe. Pulling up Steam right now. Free to play, yeah. Holy cow, dude. Oh, I'm gonna get in Daggerfall. Holy smokes. Hopefully that won't mess my bandwidth there, and downloaded it right now. It's fantastic though. Didn't like the way those sandals turned out. When in doubt, wash it out. Putting some brown wash in there, it'll kind of like blend it all together and kind of bring it, maybe make his feet look muddy. All right, now he's coming along very well. Now is the part where I'm like, okay, now he's coming along. Wait, what? For some odd reason, Kiko, when you did that, my game started downloading faster. You downloading Arena or So Arena was the first Elder Scrolls. That one, from what I understand, people go back to that one. They say it's pretty. I mean, it's dated, right? I mean, so is Daggerfall, but if I remember, I feel like I played Daggerfall a long, long time ago, and I feel like it was like, I don't know, kind of just reminded me like a lot of RPGs in those days. put some text in the in his book. So it looks like he actually, or some writing. So it looks like he actually has some writing in there. Hey, Studios, thank you so much for hanging out. You have a wonderful day. Take care. Enjoy that game you're going to be playing. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you've never played it before, it's going to be old. It's going to be dated. But it's basically the first... It's the first, out of all the Elder Scrolls games, it's the first one that resembles an Elder Scrolls game that we would remember or recognize today. And even then, it's a far cry from Skyrim and Oblivion and all them. Time to make a decision about the dry brushing on this. I'm gonna do some manual highlighting on the leather armor piece. Get some of this flesh white with that. Give it a little bit of a lighter gray brown appearance. See, you pick on. Oh shit! Let me check it out here in a second. Nice. Oh man, that's fun. He's gonna like that. That's cool, man. Oh my god, wash your palate. Just kidding. That's nice. I like it. It's fun. I like the fact that you have like the background of it's black. And then you have those flowers in there which really pop against the black background. I like that. I'll have real plants added in there too, for sure. All right. I just realized his bottom cloak has this little I need to do a color. Some kind of... I'm wondering if I should do another... Like, just basically the same color as his cloak there. Or his top cloak. I still got to figure out what I'm going to do for that spell effect. I think I know what I'm going to do, but... Let me rephrase that. I need to do it. I need to finish it. Alright, but first we're going to do this part. Burb. This guy really turned out nice. A little bit of brown wash in some of these areas. hit that rain though, so we want that rain to pop. Fuck, that looks like shit. One time where I'm thinking I don't want to do any more ink washing all on the cloak. The colors are too bright. Check that out. Hit the ring with a key. See how that looks when it dries. Doing all right over there, Eddie? do a little bit of. I don't like this spell effect at all.
Try a little bit of white and see if that'll help brighten it up.
Do eyes anyway. That just sucks. I'm just not a fan of that spell effect because it doesn't have tips. It's like a disc. If it had like tips that came out on the edge, it'd be a totally different situation. But all right, let's get in there and get these eyes done. Oh boy, oh boy. Some of the best eyes I've ever done on any miniature I've ever done. I'm very pleased. Alright, let's get flesh wash back on him. Paint his base, and then we're pretty much done. I think we're just going to deal with whatever the hell he's got going on for that situation of his weapon. All right, loaded those up to Discord. You can take a look and see in somewhat not the greatest quality how he looks. I only say that because obviously, like, iPhones have really good cameras, but man, for whatever reason, when I take a picture of these characters, miniatures, it always kind of looks like not how it looks in real life. But take a peek in the Discord channel under the miniature, or Discord server under the miniatures channel. You'll be able to see 2 photos I uploaded there. Now I will tell you, I am very happy with how the eyes turned out. It looks very cartoonish, but it's the best eyes out there that I've done yet. It's fantasy. I'm not worried about cartoon looking, miniatures. Fun. All right, so now we can probably go back. We'll set this palette aside. I'll clean this up in a minute when I'm done. But we can probably go back and work on the base for these guys. See how this gravel looks when you put a little brown wash on it. Need a bit of brown wash. Jesus. Okay, that actually ups this gravel a little bit because I was not happy. Again, this gravel that I'm using here is a from the Hobby Lobby, and I just wasn't not 100% sold on the stuff that they use. It almost reminds me of cornmeal. Like you could almost take cornmeal and get kind of the same effect almost. Alright, no, it's not horrible. What are you doing, Eddie?
I'm breaking stuff.
I think we're gonna do the grass on this guy. Holy smokes! Jeepers creepers. We're almost done, buddy.
Of all the money that e'er I had, I had spent it in good company, and all of the harm I have ever
God damn it.
done, alas, it was to none but me. And all I've done for one Darwin.
On camera, that flocking looks like ground mustard. Oh, yeah, it's like gravel. You know what it reminds me of? It's something synthetic, I'm sure, but it's almost like cornmeal. And then like they dyed it or something. So it's got me thinking, like, why couldn't you use cornmeal and then like do like a wash on it when it's dried? You know what I mean? Let's do another shrub.
To me, the parting glass, and drink a health, whate'er
I don't always like doing too much of the basing, you know, you get a little too much, it looks a little too busy down there, but one rock and these two shrubs I think will look nice.
night and joy be to you all. The comrades that e'er I had, they're sorry for my going away.
He's gonna have to dry before I do anything else with him.
Turns that e'er
I like it. I think it turned out well. I'm not a big fan of that spell effect on the staff. They should have made it where it had like tips that as it swirled, it had like little like tendrils coming off it or something. Because then you could hit those like with a dry brush on a bright color, and it would give it the appearance, kind of like the Wind Wizard where I had it looked like fire because I was able to hit those tips with like the yellow. And then you had like the red in the core, then the orange. We'll finish that basin some other time. We're gonna do battle grass on it, so I'm not gonna do that today. Because the rock and those bushes need to dry before I attempt to do glue and other stuff for the grass. I'm gonna have to do another paint shopping trip here soon. Well, that was a very fun miniature. Again, you guys can check it out on Discord. You know, I think he, in the end, turned out pretty decent, except for I'm not a fan of this at all. But his eyes, though, look great. All right. Well, that was a fun time. Should we? I'm thinking we need to end with something from the Monster Manual. So if anybody has a request, whoop. If anybody has a request from the Monster Manual, now is the time to chime in. We will be getting our reading on here in a second. Again, think of any monsters you may have heard of in D&D lore, any real mythical or fictional lore. You know, there's a lot of it, and I'm sure something will be in this book, of course. Yeah. Those are gonna get washed. Go right in there. That little guy needs to dry. Revenant. All right. But I know what you meant. Oh man. Don't you hate when like you've been enjoying your little work area and you don't put everything back where it should go? I got this massive stack of Conan comics. And some Dragon magazines. And what is this down here? Oh, that's the Marvel set. That's my journal. I don't know what that's doing here. It should be upstairs. Yes, I write in the journal. I find it to be very helpful. A lot of things in life. Alright, so we're going to grab the Monster Manual here, 5th edition. We're going to put these back here though so they stay safe. Scoot up, scooch, get. I don't want to run over your toes. Get.
I can't.
Eddie, I don't want to run over your toes. Move. Go.
No.
I didn't want to run over your toes. That's why I was telling you to move, little boy. What are you doing? Oh, no. Okay. You want to hear me read the story? Alright, he's gone. Revenant. And then we gotta figure out who we're gonna raid here too after this, guys. Page 259. So for those of you who have a monster manual at home, 5e 259. For those of you who don't, let's talk about revenants. Oh, they don't have all the variants, they just have the one. Okay, so it is a undead creature. A revenant forms from the soul of a mortal who met a cruel and undeserving fate. It claws its way back into the world to seek revenge against the one who wronged it. The revenant claims its mortal body and superficially resembles a zombie. However, instead of lifeless eyes, a revenant's eyes burn with resolve and flare in the presence of its adversary. If the revenant's original body was destroyed or is otherwise unavailable, the spirit of the revenant enters another humanoid corpse. Regardless of the body, however, though the revenant uses as a vessel, its adversary will always recognize the revenant for what it truly is. Hunger for revenge, a revenant has only 1 year to exact its revenge. When its adversary dies, or if the revenant fails to kill its adversary before its time runs out, it crumbles to dust and its soul fades into the afterlife. If its foe is too powerful for the revenant to destroy on its own, it seeks worthy allies to help it fulfill its quest. That is a fantastic questline, storyline. NPC revenant recruiting a party to take out a fun bad guy. Divine justice: no magic can hide a creature pursued by a revenant, which always knows the direction and distance between it and the target of its vengeance. In cases where the revenant seeks revenge against more than one adversary, it pursues them one at a time, starting with the creature that dealt it the killing blow. If the revenant's body is destroyed, its soul flies forth to seek out a new corpse in which to resume its hunt. It's like Immortal. So you got a year. You got a year. A revenant does not require air, food, drink, or sleep. Revenants that were spellcasters before they died might retain some of or all of their spellcasting capabilities. Similarly, revenants that wore armor and wielded weapons in life might continue to do so in death. Revenants. I'm thinking that I got man, that'd be a fun really fun. Ooh, ropers. Those are fun. I actually almost picked up a roper to paint at the game store, but I got the dwarves instead. Because I was like, you know what? I need to get more monsters to paint. I really like painting the monsters. However, I wanted some dwarves. I had no dwarves in my collection, and I felt like I was wronging the dwarven population by not having any dwarves in my collection. Delicious. Delicious. All right. Let's go ahead and see who we are going to raid. Captain Robert is running a D&D game right now. Glitch Eater. We gotta raid Glitch Eater. All right, everybody. I want you all to have a wonderful day. Take care. I will be on tomorrow with some Elden Ring, and then it'll be Sea of Thieves on Friday. So you guys have a wonderful day. We'll see you tomorrow, and take care.